velocity components are functions of space coordinates and time. So we can written as we can write this velocity components u v w like this u equal to of x, y, z, and t. That means the velocity components are become coordinates and time. That's why we have written like this: u equal to f of x, y, z, t. Like that, v will be equal to f2 of x, y, z, t. Then w function of x, y, z, t. Then the resultant velocity will be equal to. I think you have already studied about the vector calculations and all in plus one, plus two classes. So from that chapter, this expression came. That is, the resultant velocity will be equal to ui plus vj plus wk. I, j, and k are the unit elements acting in the x, y, z directions. So that's why it came like this. The capital V, that is resultant velocity, will be equal to ui plus vj plus wk, and that will be equal to the square root of u square plus v square plus w square. I think this uh, you understood this, how it is came, the expression came like this. Then that is the expression for velocity, resultant velocity acting in the fluid flow. So like that we can determine the acceleration or the total acceleration
See,
also.
this resultant velocity will be represented by capital V, whereas the component velocity in the y direction is put as small v. So don't get it confused, it is small v and the other one is capital V. Okay.
Okay. Then next we are going to determine total acceleration. For that, let ax, ay, and az are the total acceleration acting in x, y, and z directions respectively. Then by the chain rule of differentiation, that also you have studied in the plus one, plus two classes, the chain rule of differentiation. That means Ax will be equal to du by dt. By the chain rule, it can be written as dou u by dou x into dx by dt plus dou u by dou y into dy by dt plus dou u by dou z into dz by dt plus dou u by dou t. This is the chain rule of differentiation. So by using that chain rule, the Ax, that is the total acceleration acting in the x directions, can be written as like this: dou u by dou x into dx by dt plus dou u by dou y into dy by dt plus dou u by dou z into dz by dt plus dou u by dou t. So like that, the other accelerations also can be written like this: ax equal to du by dt, that already discussed in the previous slide. Similarly, we can write ay equal to dv by dt. That will be equal to sorry, before that, dx by dt will be
Ravina,
equal to
I'll
u.
explain. Ravina, I'll explain
Okay,
here.
okay, okay.
See, that is velocity in the x direction. That is dx by dt. Distance of dx divided by its time means its velocity in the u direction. dy by dt means it is the velocity in the v direction. dz by dt. Because you know distance by time is velocity by the concept. So like that only dz by. So this is can be substituted in our chain rule of that differentiation. Ax is equal to, we have written one formula before. So in that simply we are substituting all this. See here. So this Ax is equal to, in this you are going to substitute this dx by dt and dy by dt and dz by dt. Okay, continue.
Okay. Here dx by dt equal to u. That is the velocity acting in the x direction. Then dy by dt equal to v, then dz by dt equal to w. So in the previous equation, we can substitute that du, u, v, w values, w terms. So then the equation will be changed into like this: du by dt will be equal to u into dou u by dou x. Here Instead of this dx by dt, we have written u. So dou u by dou x into dx by dt will be changed into dou u by dou x into u. So similarly, the other terms we have changed into these terms. So finally we got ax will be equal to u into dou u by dou x plus b into dou u by dou y plus w into dou u by dou z plus dou u by dou t. Similarly, we can write the other terms also, ay and az. That is ay equal to u into dou v by dou x plus b into dou v by dou y plus w into dou v by dou z plus dou v by dou t. Here v is the velocity acting in the y direction. So the acceleration acting in the y direction will be according to the velocity acting in the y direction. That is v.
That is, change of velocity divided by time will give the acceleration. So that concept only applied here. That is, du is a change in velocity in the x direction. Divided by its time, we will be getting the acceleration in the x direction. Okay.
Okay. Similarly, we can write the AZ expression also. So for steady flow, dou v by dou t equal to 0, where v is the resultant velocity.
Why it is 0? For steady flow, there is no change with
Change
respect to the time. So therefore, we will write dou v by dou t is equal to 0.
Therefore, the other components also will be 0. Other changes happening to velocity with respect to time in the x, y, z directions will be also 0. Like that, since it is written like this, dou u by dou t will be equal to 0, dou v by dou t will be equal to 0, then dou w by dou t equal to 0. Then the acceleration in x, y and z direction becomes ax will be equal to du by dt, that will be equal to u into dou u by dou x plus d into dou u by dou y plus w into dou u by dou z. And the remaining term was like this, was
Only
dou u
thing
by
is that
dou t.
what
But
with respect to the time component becomes 0. Rest other
yes,
equation remains same.
okay. So like that we can write the other acceleration components also, like this ay equal to u into dou v by dou x plus v into dou v by dou y plus w into dou v by dou z. Similarly, we can write az expression also like this. Then the total acceleration or the acceleration vector will be equal to, that is denoted by capital A, so that will be equal to axi plus ayj plus azk, and that will be equal to root of a square ax square plus ay square plus az square. So this is the expression for finding out the total acceleration acting in a fluid flow. And this is the resultant velocity acting in a fluid flow, and this is the resultant acceleration acting in a fluid flow. So that is, these are the expressions for finding out the resultant velocity and resultant acceleration. Now we can see.
Hello. Yes,
Miss.
dear students, you have so many problems worked out in the chapter of that Bensal book and other books also. So many worked out example problems are there for finding the acceleration and velocity. So if one component is given, other component, how it will be determining, all those problems are there in the book. So you go through that also. If some time permits, we'll also take some few examples. Otherwise, there won't be any time for working out all the problems. So you day to day you go through those the problems also along with the theory. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now we can see what is local acceleration and convective acceleration. The definition for local acceleration is that it is the rate of increase of velocity with respect to time at a given point in a flow field. It's the rate of increase of velocity with respect to time at a given point in a flow field. In the previous equation, the local acceleration can be written as here in these equations, the dou u by dou t and the dou y by dou t and dou z by dou w by dou t are the local acceleration. So the local acceleration is the rate of increase of velocity with respect to time at a given point in a flow field. So the expressions dou u by dou t, dou v by dou t, or dou w by dou t are the local acceleration. Then convective acceleration is the rate of change of velocity due to the change of position of fluid particles in a fluid flow. It's the rate of change of velocity due to the change of position of fluid particles in a fluid flow. And the expression other than this dou u by dou t, dou v by dou t, and dou w by dou t, in equation 5.6, we can see the equation 5.6. This is the equation 5.6. So the terminology is other than dou u by dou t, then dou v by dou t, dou w by dou t in these equations are the convective acceleration.
So what are those components? Convective acceleration. The components are, that is, with respect to space, what are the components coming? That is, it is dou u by dou x, dou u by dou y, all those components with respect to space, how many components are coming? Those components we'll call it as in this
Convective.
dou v by dou x, dou v by dou y.
These.
That components are
Yes.
called convective.
Here these components, this much components are convective acceleration, and this dou u by dou t is local acceleration, and these components are convective acceleration.
Yes, good. Correct only, Pravana.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. We can see the velocity potential function and stream function. So the velocity potential function is defined as a scalar function of space and time such that it gives the fluid velocity in that direction. It's a scalar function of space and time such that its negative derivative with respect to any direction gives the fluid velocity in that direction. It is defined or it is denoted by phi. Mathematically, it can be written as u equal to negative sign of dou phi by dou x. And v is acting in the y direction, and its velocity potential will be equal to negative sign of dou phi by dou y. Then w will be equal to minus dou phi by dou z. By the functional formula, it can be written as phi will be equal to f of x y, but it is denoted in the negative sign. Velocity potential is a scalar function of space and time, and its negative derivative with respect to any direction gives the fluid velocity in that direction. Here u, v and w are the components of velocity in x, y and z directions only. And the velocity components in cylindrical polar coordinates in terms of velocity potential function are given by like this: UR will be equal to dou phi by dou r, where UR is the velocity component in radial direction. That means it is we are assume or we are going to calculate the velocity components in a cylindrical polar coordinates. So the velocity acting in the radial direction will be equal to dou phi by dou r, where r is the r. Okay.
Okay, why this radial component and all? Because now when you are studying pump and all, in pump, the velocity of water enters into a pump radially. So in that case, how that radial velocity you'll be finding? This is u r is equal to d phi by dou r. Because of that, really, this polar coordinates also comes important. But this and all are required in the higher extended studies only. These are all very important, but for the time being, try to understand why this polar coordinates and all important. Okay.
Okay. Then the velocity component in the tangential direction will be u theta. That will be equal to 1 by r into dou theta by dou phi by dou theta. Tangential component, u velocity component of in the tangential direction will be u theta. That will be equal to 1 by r dou phi by dou theta. And the continuity equation for an incompressible steady flow is dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y plus dou w by dou z will be equal to 0. Continuity equation.
Remembering continuity equation in polar coordinates, you have already studied now. Derivation last class I took that same equation only coming. The continuity equation incompressible steady flow. So there is no component with respect to time and all. So this equation is very important. Always remember this equation, continuity equation, three-dimensional form. Okay.
Okay. And we are substituting the values of u, v and w from equation 5.9. We can see what is equation 5.9. U, v, w. This is the equation 5.9 minus dou phi by dou x, then v minus dou phi by dou y, then w minus dou phi by dou z. That equation we are substituting in the continuity equation. That is dou by dou x of, instead of u we have written minus dou phi by dou x plus dou by dou y of minus dou phi by dou y plus dou by dou z of minus dou phi by dou z. That will be equal to 0 by the continuity equation. Or it can be written as dou square by dou square phi by dou x square plus dou square phi by dou y square plus dou square phi by dou z square will be equal to 0. And this is the Laplace equation. This is an important equation you have to take in your mind. This is the Laplace equation. For two-dimension case, this Laplace equation will reduces to dou square phi by dou x square plus dou square phi by dou y square, because it is a two-dimensional case.
That means
Uh, uh,
flow will takes place only in the two direction, x and y. You are not taking the flow in the z direction. So only two components. And I think this expressions of this mathematics and all you have already studied how this will be. This two together it will be dou square phi by this dou x and this dou x square. Like that only it is coming. All of you have mathematics background now in your plus two classes. All are biomath students or like that only, no? Okay.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so there won't be any problem, but sometimes students used to have some problem for understanding this derivatives and other thing, this differentiation, partial differentiation rules and all. And try to, if we are somebody having some doubts, take your plus two classes mathematics and see all these things and all. Okay.
if any value of phi that satisfies the Laplace equation, will correspond to some case of fluid flow. Miss, what is the meaning of the sentence, Miss? Asha, Miss.
If any value of phi satisfies the Laplace equation, that means usually flow can be represented as phi is a constant or psi is a count value. Like that, you can represent the flow can be either as an velocity potential function or this satisfies this means this when you are taking the dou square psi of with respect to second derivatives and all taking and adding, we'll be getting it as 0. So that is the meaning of this. If any value of psi satisfies Laplace equation, that corresponds to a fluid flow. That means if you are getting this as 0, when you are substituting this derivatives values here and adding, you are getting 0 means that means it is a case of fluid flow. We'll do some problems for based on this Laplace equation, so that time you'll be able to understand it. Okay.
Okay.
പ്രവീണ മനസ്സിലായില്ല? അതായത്
Ah, yes.
നമ്മള് നമുക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ വാല്യൂസ് തരും, എന്നിട്ട് അതിനെ നമ്മൾ ഡെറിവേറ്റീവ് എടുത്ത് ഇങ്ങനെ ആഡ് ചെയ്ത് എക്സ് ഡയറക്ഷനിലും വൈ ഡയറക്ഷനിലും ഡെറിവേറ്റീവ് എടുത്ത് ചെയ്ത് നമ്മൾ സം ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ദാറ്റ് വിൽ ബി ഈക്വൽ ടു 0. That
Mm.
means that function satisfies Laplace equation, and definitely it is a fluid flow. Why it is a fluid flow? Because this is continuity equation now. When we are substituting continuity equation,
Mm.
only we are getting this equal to 0. So continuity equation can hold good only when there is a flow. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
continuity equation means there is flow. So that is why
Okay.
we are telling when this phi satisfies Laplace equation, it will correspond to a case of fluid flow. Hope it is clear for you, students. I'll call you somebody. What about Arjun? Is it clear for you?
Okay, miss.
Harsha,
Okay, miss.
Nitya? What about Nitya Robert?
Okay, miss.
Okay, we'll continue, Pravina.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Now the next portion is the properties of the potential function. And the rotational components are given by for the properties uh, omega z, that will be equal to 1 by 2 dou v by dou x minus dou u by dou y. Then the omega y will be equal to 1 by 2 dou u by dou z minus dou w by dou x. Then omega x will be equal to 1 by 2 dou w by dou y minus dou v by dou z. So while writing a potential function, the rotational components can be written as like this. And this omega.
Pravina, any confusion? Any confusion? Because I
Yes.
had a call now. Just I had a call. I was attending that. I didn't hear. Were there any confusion? No.
No, miss, no, miss.
Okay.
Okay.
So rotational component only you are explaining now. Okay. W is the W by okay. So these are the expression for the rotational components.
Okay.
So
Okay.
usually rotational components are explained as denoted as Wx, Wy,
Omega.
sorry, omega. It is omega x, omega y, and omega z, and it is half of this expressions.
Okay.
Okay. So continue.
And instead of this dou v by dou x, we are putting the expression for v like this. That is, instead of v, we are substituted this expression, that is minus dou phi by dou y. That is the expression for velocity potential, that is u equal to minus dou y by dou phi by dou x, v minus dou phi by dou y, and w minus dou phi by dou z. So here also we are substituting the velocity potential expression, that is omega z equal to 1 by 2 dou by dou x. Instead of v, we have put minus dou phi by dou y. Then minus dou by dou y into minus dou phi by dou x, omega z will be equal to 1 by 2 minus dou square phi by dou x dou y plus dou square phi by dou y dou x. So like that we will get the other expressions also, omega y and omega x. So if phi is a continuous function, then the dou square phi by dou x dou y will be equal to dou square phi by dou y dou x. Then dou square phi by dou z dou x will be equal to dou square phi by dou x and dou x into dou z. If phi is a continuous function, then therefore the omega z will be equal to omega y will be equal to omega x, that will be equal to 0. If y is a continuous function only, these rotational components that omega z, omega y and omega x will be equal to 0, because this dou square phi by dou x dou y will be equal to dou square phi by dou y dou x. And then dou square phi by dou z dou x will be equal to dou square phi by dou x dou z. That's why this rotational components will be equal to 0. Then when these rotational components are equal to 0, then the flow is called irrotational flow. The rotational components such as omega x, omega y and omega z are equal to 0, then the flow is said to be irrotational flow. Hence, the properties of the potential functions can be listed as below. One is, if velocity potential phi exists, the flow should be irrotational. Second property, if velocity potential, that is phi, satisfies the Laplace equation, it represents the possible steady, incompressible, irrotational flow. One first property is that if velocity potential exists, the flow should be rotational. If the flow has a velocity potential or has a phi value, then the flow should be a rotational flow. And if the velocity potential satisfies the Laplace equation, then that represents the possible steady, incompressible rotational flow. If the velocity potential or the phi value satisfies the Laplace equation, then the flow will be steady, incompressible, rotational flow. These are the two properties of potential function. Miss,
Okay, it is very important. What are the properties of a velocity potential function? These properties are from the previous derivations only we have written here. If the velocity potential flow exists, means the flow should be rotational, because rotational means that rotational components are zero. Then if it satisfies Laplace equation, it represents a possible steady, incompressible rotational flow. Okay, since a rotational flow, so it will be zero, that rotational component, then this satisfies Laplace equation. It is a case of possible steady incompressible flow also. So from the previous expression so far what we were deriving, from that only we have come to all these conclusions. Hope it is clear to you. Now we'll Pravina, one or two
yes, miss.
problems we have to work out through this class for the students, so then only they will be able to understand it. I think one or two problems, standard problems, you can take for the next class. Okay.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Students,
Yes, yes.
you also please study and come. We'll discuss one or two problems very fast in the class so that you will be able to understand all this concept properly.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Now we can see what is the stream function, and it is defined as the scalar function of space and time, such that its partial derivative with respect to any direction gives the velocity component at right angles to that direction. Its partial derivative with respect to any direction gives the velocity component at right angles to that direction. Its partial component to any direction gives the velocity component at right angles to that component, to that direction. That is the stream function. It is denoted by psi, and the stream function is only defined for two-dimensional flow. And mathematically, it can be written as psi equal to f of x by, and it can be written as dou psi by dou x will be equal to 0. This is the stream function. Dou psi by dou x will be equal to v, and
Ravina,
both
Ravina,
are
I'll explain because
okay.
this is the stream function. So this stream function, now derivative with respect to dou x, will give the velocity in the opposite direction. Usually x means it has to come u here, but in the definition it is at right angles, so it will be v. So similarly, dou psi by dou y means it will be u. It is, there is a negative sign also here. Hope it is clear for you now. Okay, continue, Pravina.
Okay, okay. And the velocity components in cylindrical polar coordinates in terms of stream function are given as u r equal to 1 by r dou psi by dou theta. And here the radial component, radial velocity component acting vertically to the tangential component. That is, in the case of cylindrical polar coordinates, the radial velocity component acting uh, right angles to the tangential component. That's why 1 by r dou psi by dou theta came. Then the velocity acting in the acting tangentially will be equal to negative sign of dou psi by dou r. Here u r is radial velocity and u theta is the tangential velocity. By the continuity equation for two-dimensional flow, the sum of dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y will be equal to 0. And substituting the values of u and v from equation 5.12, we will get dou by dou x into dou psi by dou y plus dou by dou y into dou psi by dou x will be equal to 0. We are substituting the values of the expressions of u and v in the continuity equation. We will get dou by dou x into negative sign of dou psi by dou y plus dou by dou y of dou psi by dou x will get 0 value, or it can be written as minus dou square psi by dou x dou y plus dou square psi by dou x dou y will be equal to 0. Hence, the existence of psi means a possible case of fluid flow, and this flow may be rotational or irrotational. If the psi value is existed in such cases of expressions, then the flow will be fluid flow, and if the flow can be rotational or irrotational flow.
Hello, I'll clarify. It is also similar to the previous case. We are substituting the expressions of dou psi by dou y and dou psi by dou x in the continuity equation, and we are getting it as 0. So if it is getting as 0, then definitely it is a flow. So therefore, psi exists if some value of psi means psi is some value means that is it represents a fluid flow, and this flow is rotational or irrotational also. Okay. So only you are not previous case you are getting rotational components as zero. Here you are not getting like that. So it will be rotational component is given by the from the previous expression. Wz is equal to half of dou v by dou x minus dou u by dou y. Now substituting the values of uv and the above and the rotational component, we will be getting the wz is equal to like this. So for irrotational flow, wz is equal to 0. Hence, this above equation becomes this 0. So which is again a Laplace equation of psi. Whether any clarification needed? All these are similar things only. Only thing is you have to be your concentrate here while explaining the thing. And this derivatives and all, you should have some idea that partial and full derivatives and all. What is that? It's very simple only. Only thing is you have to put and substitute and see. So that time you will get everything. This thing you see at home also. You write and see whether you are getting all these expressions equal to 0. Okay.
Okay, okay.
See, 1 minute once again. See, that's W z is equal to this is which is equal to dou psi by dou x square. Okay. For irrotational flow, this component will be 0 Wz. So this term becomes 0. So that means if this term becomes 0 means this, since this is a constant, this cannot be 0. This term alone will also only be 0. So that term is shown here as here, and from that you can come to the conclusion that which is a Laplace equation of psi. So if this Laplace equation of psi exists means it is a possible case of fluid flow, and if it can be rotational or irrotational, and this irrotational flow is means Wz is equal to 0 means it is a rotational flow. So that are the conclusions or properties from this. Okay.
Okay. And the rotations also you have to remember always. Here psi means that is denoted to stream function, and if in the Laplace equation, if here is phi is representing means that is denoting the velocity potential function. That also you have to remember always. Then the properties of stream function are: if stream function psi exists, it is a possible case of fluid flow which may be rotational or irrotational. And if stream function satisfies the Laplace equation, it is a possible case of an irrotational flow. If any value exists in psi, then there is a fluid flow, and it can be rotational or irrotational flow. And if the psi value or psi function satisfies the Laplace equation, then the flow will be any rotational flow. These are the properties of stream function.
So from the previous expression only we have formed these properties. That only just now by that derivation and all we have explained. Okay. It is clear now? It is clear for you now, students?
Nobody is there? Anybody?
Anybody? What about Akshaya? Akshaya, is clear? Aliyah,
Yes, miss.
Amira,
Yes, miss.
okay, okay. Any problem means you can ask later. The only thing is you have some mathematical background related to this, then it will be easy for you. Nothing complicated in this. What about Fatima? Two Fatima are seeing. Fatima, Haiba and Fatima, Jaslina. Three Fatima are there. Okay, it is clear for all of you now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Haripriya. Okay, anything it is clear for you, Pravina. Continue, you can.
Okay, okay. Now, the next, we can move to the
We'll see some of
discussion.
the properties of streamlines, equipotential lines, and flow net. Is it so, Pravina?
Ah, yes, 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 yes.
Okay, okay.
Okay. The next property of the stream function is that the difference of its values at 2 points represents the flow across any line joining the points. One of the property of string function is that the difference of its any value at 2 points represents the flow across any line joining the points. Miss, can you explain that?
A property of stream function is that the difference of its value at any 2 points represents a flow across a line or any line joining the points. So, Pravina, in that flow net diagram, no, that orthogonality is coming, equipotential lines and streamlines. That diagram with this I'll explain. So, see, you can see this is represents a flow net. This is stream functions. This lines represent stream functions. So that is psi is a constant. This one value here, another value here. So along this line, your psi will be constant, which is equal to C2. But along this line, you have psi is equal to C1. So these are the stream lines or stream functions. So this will be opposite or orthogonal to that, you will have the equipotential lines. That means where you have equal potential or equal head of flow, we will put it as equipotential lines as from the definition. So phi is equal to C1, phi is equal to C2. Along this line, anywhere you have phi is a value having C2. Along anywhere here this line, you will have phi has a value C1. So these are the equipotential. So when these two together, when you are drawing, you will be getting flow net. So this is I think that in that flow net, when explaining, I think this also has to come there. There it hasn't come. I told already to Pravina that will include and will show there while sharing the PPT. So these are the equipotential lines. These are the stream lines. Now go to the previous slides. Okay, so a property of the stream function is that the difference of its value at any 2 point represents a flow across any line. So from this we'll be able to understand, see if there's some difference, then only there is a flow. Otherwise it will remain there in that lane itself. If it has to, some flow has to takes place means there should be some difference of its value. Hope it is clear for you now. These are so many when Flownet, when you are studying in the advanced things and all, you have to understand all this and all. For the time being, try to understand what is a Flownet, what is this equipotential and stream function orthogonal they are. That orthogonal property എടുത്തതല്ലേ പ്രവീണ സ്ട്രീം ഫ്ലോനെറ്റിന്റെ അതോ ഇനിയും വരുന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ അത് വരുന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ അല്ലേ അതിപ്പം വരാൻ പോകുന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ സോ അത് ജസ്റ്റ് ഫോർ ദാറ്റ് ട്രൈ ടു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ലൈക്ക് ദാറ്റ് and then this orthogonal when it is drawing it will be a flow net and it will have the when there is difference only there is flow across the flow otherwise it will be along that line only okay. Therefore, when 2 points lie on the same streamline, then there is no flow across the streamline. That same thing once again. The difference between the stream function psi1 and psi2 at this point is equal to 0. That means there is no flow across. That values are equal. So therefore, this will be psi1 minus psi2 equal to 0. In other words, it means that streamline is given by psi is a constant. In order to show that always psi is a constant for a that will or the streamline can be represented by an equation called psi is a constant. That is, it is line of constant stream function. Okay, don't worry much about these things and all. These are all required when we are taking the Flownet analysis and all these things. And we have some seepage analysis and all using Flownet. Also at the same time, you can use this Flownet for locating the position of wells and all like that. Also some theories are later in advanced studies and all it coming. So that time you have to know all such this properties. For the sake of that only we are teaching you now. But for the present course, don't worry much about this, all these theories and all. Okay, continue, Pravina.
Okay. Okay. Similarly, phi will be
I'll
constant.
explain here also. Similarly,
Okay.
phi is a constant, represents a curve for which velocity potential is same at every point. Okay, that also clear now. When phi means this value constant means everywhere that same potential exists. See this here it
Okay,
is
sir.
clear. So if this is phi is C1, that means everywhere along this line you have the psi is a constant. Similarly like that. So now go to the current slide. So similarly, phi is a constant represent a curve for which velocity potential is same at every point and hence it represents an equipotential line. That is also clear. Now consider two curves for this phi is a constant and psi is a constant. They are intersecting each other at any point. The slope of these curves at the point of intersection may be indicated below.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can see this is a slope. Along this line, you have what is and Praveen. I'm not able to see it from here. Okay. Oh, okay. It is SS, and along the streamline, it is SS, and along the stream potential line, SN. Is it so? Slope that
Means
dollar
C1,
like.
C2, C3, like that it is denoted. Miss.
See, that is phi is a constant C1, C2. What about the slope only they are telling?
Okay,
The
okay.
slope values. That is along the streamlines, it is SS. A dollar like some symbol is there now. This one.
Dois, miss. Dois, miss.
Ah, ah, it is
Dois.
dou
Yes.
yes. Yeah, that distance.
Yes.
Similarly, along the potential line, it is put it as dou
Dois.
n.
Ah.
Okay, then now go to the current. So similarly, consider two curves for a constant and sine. The slope of these curves at the point of intersection may be determined as indicated below. Okay. അതിലെ take the diagram ഇല്ലേ അതിലാണ് അതെ so that means slope dy always you have an xy coordinate and you have a line in that the dy by dx will represent slope. That and all you know no this concept and all. So if phi is a constant means, so dy by dx means minus slope is equal to minus u by v. So dy by dx means dou psi by dou x divided by this. So that
Definitely.
means the similar things will get cancelled. Finally, you will be getting dou y by dou x. So that is equal to minus u by minus v, which is equal to u by v. Similarly, for the curve psi is constant, also slope is equal to dy by dx. This is equal to dou c by this. So from this only this these two only remaining. This dou psi this will be getting cancelled. So you'll be getting minus v by u minus u. So minus v by u. Okay, now continue. So therefore, the product of the slope of these two curves at the point of intersection is equal to minus 1, which indicate that these two sets of curves are streamlines and equipotential lines intersect each other orthogonally at all points of intersection. Hope it is this orthogonal that property and all you have already studied now in the previous law classes and all plus one plus two. So a grid obtained by drawing a series of streamlines and equipotential lines are known as flow net. Actually, this is the correct definition of flow net. A grid obtained by drawing a series of streamlines and equipotential lines are known as flow net, and streamlines and equipotential lines intersect each other orthogonally at all points of intersection. These are all properties of flow net. A flow net may be drawn for a two-dimensional rotational flow, and it provides a simple and valuable indication of the flow pattern. So from that you will be able to understand how your flow takes place. What is the flow pattern? All such things you will be able to understand from this flow net. I think it is clear. This time I think Pravina is anything remaining?
Yes, miss. Two more slides are there.
What is there? What
About
is
three.
that? Okay, next slide, go.
This is the next slide, miss.
Okay, figure shows that the elements of flow net which has been obtained by drawing a set of curves corresponding to psi is equal to C1, C2, etc. and phi is equal to 6. Let one of the intersection Vs and Vm be the velocity components in the directions tangential to the curve psi is constant and phi is constant respectively. Okay, what is next? So at any point in the direction, so that only explained here.
Yes, yes, miss.
Go down this much. By according to the definition of velocity potential minus dou by psi dou n is equal to Vn. I don't think this and all so much needed. Only they have to understand what is equipotential line and streamlines and
Mm.
right they are always meeting orthogonally each other since the product of the slope is equal to minus 1. So up to that and all it is enough I think. This is the last slide, Pravina. Hence, there is no flow in the direction to the streamline, but the flow is always along the direction tangential to the streamline. Moreover, the flow is along the direction tangential to the streamline, the space between two adjacent stream. These are all, if you understood whatever we have explained so far, then only you will be able to understand. But these are all not much needed, but try to, at least, psi represent a streamline, phi represent an equipotential line, and both of them are the intersecting orthogonally. The product of the slope is minus 1. Its properties you try to remember. Okay. That's all, Pravina.
Yes, miss. Next, that
This
related.
we'll take next class. Next we will
Okay.
take next class. Okay. Previous last slide of previous of that. Hence there is no. Okay. Okay. We'll stop here. Students, you just go through the. We'll send the PPT or you go through the textbook also and read things. And if something is there to understand or not hitting, means you can ask. Okay. We'll close here.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
all.
miss.
പ്രവീണ അറ്റൻഡൻസ് ഒക്കെ നോക്കുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ
Thank you, miss.
അറ്റൻഡൻസ്
On the